All right, so moving on to the NFL. I hope you're ready for some football. Yeah. Week one, we got the preview. We got the heavy hitters coming out. Last night we just had the opening night, defending champs versus America's team, and it happens to be a good game. And if you missed the first segment, that's just what we talked about. So moving on to some of the other games of note. We got quite a few, I should say. We got the Eagles versus the Falcons. That might be the fight for the NFC bottom. We got the Steelers versus the Bills. Let's see if the Steelers are for real. Let's see if the Bills can bring it back. Then Seattle and the Colts. We want to see how that's gonna go down. I'm curious to see if it's gonna be the foot or the lack of offensive line in that one. And then what I think to be the prime time game of this Sunday, the Cleveland Browns versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what time it is. Baker Mayfield, you better make it happen or you won't be getting that contract extension. Then we got the battle of the Alabama finest, as they call it. Tua Tagovailoa down in Miami. Mac Jones with New England Patriots. So Nick Saban probably be tuned into that one just to see. Yeah, maybe he had a quarterback or two during his time. And then, it's considered a home game, but we got the game going down in Jacksonville, and I think that is where I'm going to stop at. We got what we could consider a neutral site game, Green Bay Packers defending MVP versus, the New Orleans Saints. Jameis Winston has taken control of the reins. So we start there, Jay. What's your thoughts about that and some of the other action on Sunday?
Really, a lot of there's a couple of games that stand out above the rest of the field. I think the headliner of the Sunday and even in the Monday, the headliner is Cleveland and Kansas City. Kansas City, obviously the favorites in the AFC, maybe overall. Cleveland, we know what they did last year. They finally got together. They put some of this talent together. Really, really solid team all the way around. It should be a good measuring stick for Cleveland because that's the team you got to figure that you'll ultimately have to go through. Everybody's gunning for Kansas City. Can Baker Mayfield, go to toe with Patrick Mahomes? Probably not. Which means you're gonna need Nick Chubb to be big. You're gonna need Kareem Hunt. Can we get an Odell Beckham sighting, please? That'd be lovely. Right. Austin Hooper, you got paid a lot of money. Are you gonna do something for us? We know. Look, Baker Mayfield, he's got a great supporting cast, really good offensive line. You talk about Jedrick Wills, Jack Conklin. And then they're not too shabby in the middle of that offensive line either. That's why Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they can, enjoy a lot of success, even though they also are really good, talented individual players. And of course, defensively, Myles Garrett can get after you. That's where it all starts. So I think there's a lot to like about Cleveland, and definitely with the recent rash of bad luck Baltimore's had. Cleveland probably looking like the team to beat at this particular moment in time. But it's going to be interesting to see how they stack up against Kansas City. We talked about Mahomes in his final preseason game. He was sharp, I tell you what. So if that's the Patrick Mahomes we're going to see, it might be a tough day. And remember how Cleveland likes to play. Cleveland likes to run the football, get a lead, and then bring the heat on opposing quarterbacks. So they got to come out ready, keep the game close. I don't think it's a situation where you can afford to fall behind. Because, like I said, I don't see Baker Mayfield going toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. The other two games I think that are wound up being the best matchups. I'm looking at Green Bay and New Orleans. New Orleans, of course, playing this game, the home game, but they'll be in Florida for that one. Big test right at the gate for Jameis Winston. Can he go toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers? And more importantly, can he limit the mistakes? That's the biggest thing. We know he's got talent. We know he can sling it. He's going to have a good complement of weapons. Alvin Kamara, one of the best backs in football. He can do it all. And I think New Orleans has a very good defense. But he's just got to limit the mistakes. I think it starts in this game. Also, really good offensive line. In Green Bay, look, Aaron Rodgers, is it one last dance? Him and Devontae Adams and company. Aaron Jones just getting off the contract. lot of things. Like the Packers and the Saints been two of the best teams out there in the NFC for several years now. So that should be a good one. The other one, the third one, that's probably the best. I'm looking at Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Pittsburgh, you talk about a team being on this last leg. This is very likely Big Ben's last ride. And then Josh Allen, another one of those teams. Next up to Kansas City, they got a chance to go at him in the AFC Championship game. Not quite ready yet, but Josh Allen, one of those guys in the fringes of the MVP conversation last year. He's been on the come up, So this is gonna be a test because Pittsburgh, has one of the best defenses in football. So how does Josh Allen look? What about Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley? Can we get Emmanuel Sanders involved? A lot of weapons out there for him. So, but then, there's some sneaky ones down there. Like I'm looking at Jets-Panthers, the Sam Darnold game. I think this is a game that's very important for Carolina and more important for Sam Darnold than anybody else in that game. The Panthers, they should be favored in that game. I mean, the Jets, they're not very good. They got some, they
Wait. You don't believe in Zach Wilson or what? You don't believe in Robert Saleh?
I don't believe in. I mean, those guys.
Woody Johnson?
Who? Oh, no. Okay, you're losing me now. Those first two names might actually be worth believing in, but the problem is everything else in the equation. So I think it would be a big psychological blow to Sam Darnold for him to lose that game at home to the team that traded him away. So you can't be seeing no ghosts in that one, Sam. He's got to come out here and he's got to play well. They got to take care of business. The other one that was sneaky, I really like, you got some good interconference battles with the AFC South and NFC West getting together, Seattle and Indianapolis. Maybe the hardest game of the week to pick in my estimation. And then Arizona and Tennessee. And the other one you mentioned, the battle of the Alabama quarterbacks with Miami and New England. Big game for Miami, big game for Brian Flores. I think they're positioned right now to be a little bit better than New England right now. Brian Flores, can he come out and make an opening week statement? Like you talk about the Bill Belichick coaching tree, Brian Flores looking better than any of them we've seen. Right. So there are some clunkers though. I mean, I swear, there's two that just they're killers. Philadelphia and Atlanta, yeah, ground those birds. I don't want to see them. The feathers are just not there. And Jacksonville and Houston, dear God, I swear. Jacksonville, that's an opportunity for Trevor Lawrence though to come out there and sling it. I mean, I think he might have an advantage over Tyrod Taylor. Last but not least, and I'll get out of here. I got to go to the Giants hosting Denver. Vic Fangio, you might want to win that one. We can't stop. We got to stop losing all the September games. Denver is superior talented football team than the Giants. They better win that one, and they better win it big.
So this is what I found funny, right? So you got Jacksonville playing the Texans, right? Just to see who can get it right and who can get it wrong, right? And the most excited Jacksonville fans will be at their stadium to watch Green Bay and New Orleans. I just want people to understand that their fans are going to be more excited to see Green Bay and the Saints come rolling into town and playing their game now while they on the road at Houston. Dare I say, with the low views. Here's the deal, though. A couple of other games that we didn't really hit on that I talk about a little bit. The NBC game of the week, Chicago's Bears at the Los Angeles Rams. There's a lot of unknowns going into that. You got Andy Dalton. I'm going to say Justin Fields. You got Justin Fields and the Bears, going in and, going against what on paper was the number one defense last year. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, and a slew of others coming in there to bring the pain. You know what time it is. And then, I'm curious to see. Hey, Justin Fields, well, listen, no one gets ripped by Andy Dalton. If you say you do, you can go ahead and listen. Go take the Johnson & Johnson COVID shot. Don't come to me telling me you give a rip about no Andy Dalton. I don't care about Andy Dalton. This game is about Justin Fields. You think I'm not telling the truth? We got a rapid that will prove that this game is more about Justin Fields than it is Andy Dalton, right? And in the Rams, we want to see what Matthew Stafford talking about. We want to see if he's going to really be the answer to get them, back to that Super Bowl, since they've been there in a while. Oh, you just caught what I was saying earlier?
I did. I did. I slowed down. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, I did throw that in there. Yep.
So, I'm saying just a little bit, a little razzle dazzle. And then on Monday night, we're used to seeing 2 Monday night games. It seems like this season we only get one. Ravens and Raiders. I'm interested in seeing the first game in the Las Vegas stadium and, hoopla and blah, blah, blah. Then you got the Ravens coming in town. And hell, I just want to see who's going to line up at running back for the Ravens because when you out here dropping like flies, like I've never seen a whole position group take a L. Like the whole position group. Like it's just, hey, running backs coach, don't even worry about getting on the plane because we don't need you because we ain't got no running backs anyway. We're going to put a couple of Taysom Hills back here and we're going to hope that can work out for us.
They have Lamar Jackson though.
They do got Lamar Jackson. For those that say he is a running back and not a quarterback, they do have him. So I guess that works for you. Just put him in. It's like a hybrid. Sometimes I want electricity, then other times I just want gas.
They don't
don't know.
They don't call him a running back for fear that he'll go down too.
Yeah, hey, you're right about that. And then that running back coach, hey, come see me. You're getting cut. Like an episode of Hard Knocks. Hey, if you see the paper in your locker, you're out of here. Running backs coach, you're out of here. I thought those games was just interesting just because, they're going to sneak up on people. Another game I think going to sneak up is the Chargers and the football team. Here's the deal. We ain't fascinated with the football team's offense, but we definitely is with their defense. Listen, their defense is the real deal. And for the last couple of seasons, we've been talking about if the Chargers could just get back healthy on the defense side of the ball, we think their defense is legitimate. They can play. And listen, can Justin Herbert make something happen? Listen, he got his weapons. So we want to see if the Chargers can build off the hype against the old football team. But a game we didn't talk about that I thought you was going to hit on, Arizona Cardinals versus the Tennessee Titans. Listen, this game got a lot of intrigue for the Cardinals here because we know what Derrick Henry do. We know what we think Julio gonna do. We know what Ryan Tannehill is not gonna do. We know what AJ Brown is gonna do. And then you roll over to Arizona. We seen the moves Arizona made, and for me, it comes down to Arizona defense. Can the Arizona defense stop the 2 things we think they're gonna do? If not, Arizona is gonna be a long one. Cliffy gonna get the bags packed. So, and then last but not least, I want to talk about a little of the 49ers and the Lions. Here's the deal. We got kneecaps versus Garoppolo. Jimmy G, Mr. I want to hold the spot down, until they give me some trade value. And then we got old Jared Goff. Do you know? I just want this to be clear. The reason Jared Goff got traded was because Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm telling you. Let me tell you why. Because this is what Sean McVay thought. Sean McVay was like, listen, Jared Goff ain't it. This dude ain't taking me over the hump. Jimmy Garoppolo, if I had to bet my last $2 on Jimmy Garoppolo versus Jared Goff, I might have to go Jimmy Garoppolo. Then, what do the 49ers do? Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo ain't it. Let's go ahead and get that young kid, Trey Lance. What do Sean McVay do? Shoot. Hey, now we got to trade this. Hey, go get Matthew Stafford. It's the chess game within a division. It's so unique, and I think people have to look at that. And it's so beautiful to see these young offensive coaches go back and forth like that. And when I'm talking about Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, like they're going tit for tat. But you got the old man Pete Carroll here refuse to get an offensive line for his quarterback, while you got the young guns down here going back and forth trying to figure it out. Right? So I thought that was unique. So for me, those are a couple of my nuggets for the Sunday/Monday action. Let's see how it go down, and I can't wait to talk about it on Tuesday when we go to review of week 1.